Hey everybody, it's Rachel Castille and my amazing business partner Isaiah Chillian. We're here to talk to you about You Are the Brand and the courage to show up in business. So this has been a journey of visibility. We're going to share our stories around that, of walking in our calling, of listening to what God, like why God put us into business, like the story of why were we even drawn to business in the first place, and then also the vehicle that we have partnered with here at Firestarters and Enagic. So first off, I'm going to just let Isaiah introduce himself and tell us a little bit about your journey so far in business.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Rachel, for having me. This is an absolute pleasure. Yeah,
You're
so my
welcome.
name's Isaiah Chillian. I've been live with Rachel before, a bit last year. And yeah, so my journey in business, I've tried business a few times, doing different things, trying to sell low ticket stuff, just little courses, gathering little groups and doing, just offering my skill sets when it comes to spirituality, but I just didn't know how to compartmentalize that into a really good course at the right place and at the right time. And then I realized after I quit my job, I knew that I wanted more time freedom in my life. I was honestly a little frustrated with my boss and the way they were running the company. I was working for a vision that didn't really line up with what I had in mind. And even nowadays, I'm still constructing. I have a far greater idea of what that vision is today. But back then, all I knew was, okay, I'm working about 10 or 12 hours a day. I just need to breathe. I need to figure this out. So thankfully, Rachel reached out to me last year. She told me about this epic vehicle that we're in right now, where we can truly encapsulate our calling into this business where we don't have to use scripts, we don't have to pretend to be other people. We can truly become ourselves, to use our own voice. So that's a bit of my business journey, and I've made a couple sales already. There's people in this business who never have before, so it's a real honor to even have a taste of success. But I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, Rachel, I'm ready to not just taste success, but to feast on it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. So
Awesome.
that's where I am right now. I'm just getting back into marketing and really utilizing the seasons, the times and the seasons. Um, and most of all, just the biggest lesson that I've been learning the past few weeks is visibility, and we'll be talking about that
Hmm.
during this talk. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I'll also add, so in my journey, I've been drawn to the network marketing space, online business for like 10 years. I had so much like trauma and stuff I was carrying and like limiting beliefs, but like I had the vision of this, and this opened up for me last year. We got started at the same time pretty much. And this journey so far, it's been a purifying journey, one that's like helped me face um, the unconscious in myself. I guess that's what I love about entrepreneurship is whenever you're responsible for advertising your own business, it I bumped in so much just emotional habits of avoiding rejection, wanting people to support me, and like this energy that I struggled to actually lead the mission that God gave me. And the more God gave me vision and began to speak to me, I saw that the journey, it calls me to step up into it. And that's also really inspired me in starting Firestarters, that the vision of that is to awaken that in every other person, and knowing that your business is not going to look like mine. We each have a unique reason that God put us here, and that's what we're talking about today, is that you are a brand. So your brand is specific to you. It's specific to your essence, what God put you here to deposit. And people are drawn to that whenever you occupy your space, whenever you sit on your throne, whenever you know that it's not pride for you to be a leader, for you to be about your mission regularly. So More recently, I hired Charmaine Stevens, an incredible business coach, to help me break through in that. And one of the things that she's highlighted to me the most is marketing, visibility, visibility, visibility. It's like being around her has stretched what I thought visibility looked like. And it's begun to set me free to realize that the message on the inside of me, I'm the one who has to choose to put that out there and to be like a broken record about the reason God put me here. And as I've done that more and more, things have begun to break off of me, and for me to see that your brand is actually the authentic you. So it's been the journey of letting go of thinking that I need to perform to be in this space, but to actually settle into it and commit to what God wants to do through me. And part of that is like seeing, who are you called to reach? Why are you in business? What is the purpose of that? And for that to not be an overwhelming thing, it's more so like, what has God shown you that you're conscious of, and how you can enter into that today. It could be you're here to encourage people. Maybe you're here to stir up their dreams. You could be practically really connected to the product that you share. Like for us, we share water systems, and that is improving people's health. Like maybe that's what you're really passionate about. It might look different. It might be the transformation that you're able to have in other people's lives. But it's like looking at what your brand is. It has to do with what effect you want to have in other people, and that's shaping your business, whatever that is. So that's kind of the essence of what we're going to talk about today, that heart journey of the courage to show up, to be visible, and not letting anything knock you off your post. Like I feel like the church taught us that you almost need some authority, you need some validation to be able to step out and to speak, and really, like, no, we're all ministers, and business really is just calling for you to be present, for you to share your light with the world, for you to give what God has taught you. And that's what entrepreneurship has helped me with, in seeing what I already know, what God has already shown me, and how I can give that and serve the people that God has sent me to. So, yeah.
Wow, I love that. That's so good. You said so many good things in there. I want to touch, if you don't mind, like on the broken record thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just because a lot of people think when they join business, I've seen a lot of people in our particular network marketing business. They're like, oh, what do I say? What do I say? I'm running out of ideas. And then sometimes they'll find ideas which is inspired by trends, which is fun. But I like how we can always lean on being the broken record. And it's kind of interesting to say it like that, but I'll explain what it means. So it really is finding your people. Who are you serving? How can you help them? And knowing pretty much what they've gone through, knowing their pains, knowing what they're dealing with, what they want for a transformation. So I've been working on a transformational statement inspired by Rachel, but really refined and tuned into what my heart's desire is for my own community. And it's so cool where we can use that statement and really find the heart of the business, the heart of what our posture is. So, and just to continually speak it out, to speak to that audience, to speak what you're doing, who do you serve, what do you offer, and not being apologetic about it. We have to be unapologetic about continually showing up, being that force every day, being that reliable source of value. And I'm noticing that from you and from Charmaine. I've been seeing some of her posts. I love just her presence. I love the strategy that she's using. And from an outside perspective, I'm seeing, oh, wow, like she's showing up every day. People really love her because she's reliable, because she has a lot of wisdom and evidence. So that's a whole conversation in itself about having the evidence and having that back, who you are, your products, and your character. But I love how we were talking about this last night, how when you do show up every day, your character can actually sell for people. When you're truly your authentic self, not pretending to be anybody else, not using scripts, not jumping on like trends or trying to go viral. It's really just knowing your calling, knowing who do you serve. We were talking about that last night. Because who do you serve? If you have an idea of who you need to serve, and if it's related to the passion inside of you, that's related to what really sparks you as an individual. For me, what really sparks me, I love people who are into music. I love mission-driven people who they want that conviction, they want that clarity, and they have that, but they might not understand how to break out of the 9 to 5. They might not understand that there's actually a vehicle for them. So as long as we show up and speak hope, not just hope, but living the ideal life that we preach about, that we're talking about, that we're living the example of freedom. So it's such a revelation for me, just seeing even you, Rachel, just being in Kenya now. You've been talking about it for how many years has it been now?
Like 3.5 years. Yeah. Going on 4.
And you're the OG audience, the original audience that you have, like they know. And I know they're so excited, but you bring hope, and we're bringing hope and exemplifying what it really looks like to not just think an idea, but to not be afraid to speak it out and to actually live it. So it's so much faith. You're the embodiment of faith, and we're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts to serve other people. And when we are serving other people, it blossoms like your soul. It really refines you doing entrepreneurship, because then it just exposes all of your fears, all of your limiting beliefs.
That's so good. I like that about the refinement and the authenticity part, that it's like when you can tap into what your real story is. I feel like that's part of visibility. I guess that's the courage part of saying what is real for you and admitting it. It's almost like that's when you build a foundation of belief that other people can stand on too. It's like, what is your actual why? What are you doing this for? And what does your heart want to say? I feel like I emphasize that so much in Firestarters, because that's what determines what your marketing is. That determines who you're calling in to. That determines what your brand is. And just processing like what my heart goes through, even being on a live right now, it's like there is an opportunity in being where you're supposed to be. Like if God called you into business and you're there's revelation to be discovered in that moment. It's like when you let go of control and you're saying, yes, Holy Spirit, what are we here for today? What are we doing? And that's how we approach business. Like, who do you want me to talk to today? What do I carry for the world? And that begins to shape my voice. And it's there comes a point where there's no shortage of content. It's like this overflow of this is what I'm meant to pour out. And but yeah, it's very refining, because if in any way I'm operating in a lesser identity than what I truly am, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see those things pop up. I'm going to see the fears. I'm going to see the false humility. And I feel like just in obedience and waiting on the Spirit and being obedient, God's showing me the purpose of my brand. So I think I want to emphasize is that you don't have to have it all figured out to get into business. You just need to hear clearly from God and hear your heart for what is true right now. What did God lead you into and why? What was the piece that God revealed to you? That's your message. then God's going to reveal more. And now your message expands. You've got more to give. And that's kind of the beauty of not locking in and thinking that you know it all. Like, it really is an evolution that when you let the Spirit use you and you say yes to the leading, like, yeah, there's a lot to be discovered there. So
yeah, I totally agree. And for me, I've been diving into that understanding of being led by the Spirit, and also overcoming the fear of being visible. And I wouldn't mind getting vulnerable about that. It's just, in my life, I've grown attached to people in the past who have known me for who I was then, and who I was then is there's some I've gone through heavy refinements. It's hard to put it into words, but I'm a different person. I might have the same laugh. I might sound the same. Didn't grow much, but like, honestly,
I'm still 5'4". Like,
yeah, honestly, but it's the fear of visibility. It's often the fear of losing belonging. So, because I felt like such a sense of family with people I've known in the past, even like 3 years ago. And then even when I went to Bible college for 4 years, met a lot of amazing, fantastic people there. They're still, and there's some of them are still friends with me on Facebook, and that's incredible. So they're seeing my journey, and it is actually learning to go through that refinement and that fire, which is painful, but it's you showing up, because even though the people in the past, they've known you and they kind of have an idea of what you are, it's you standing on that podium and saying what God is actually telling you and not being afraid to do that. For me specifically, I've evolved spiritually. I've evolved even with my courage. I've been using courage to invest. I invested a lot of money into this business because I knew that I had to make a change. I knew that, okay, also if I'm building publicly, people are seeing who I am now, which totally contradicts the previous version of myself that I once exuded. So it just doesn't make sense for many people. But thankfully, when I'm choosing long-term expansion over comfort, it's a radical transformation that I'm experiencing every single day. And it actually helps me to show up, because I know that there's somebody out there that needs to hear my message. They need to hear my voice. They need to hear my faith. They need to hear my honesty, and my story. The story is so powerful. It's one of the most powerful things that an entrepreneur can share.
Yeah.
And we're just breaking free every day.
Yeah. That's so good. Yeah. For me, the biggest story point has been rejection. I noticed I rejected parts of myself and how I show up. Like, I literally became like a chameleon unconsciously, like that level of avoiding rejection, that it's like, oh, when I was bold, or when I said something, when I said what I had to say, I got waylaid. Like, it's that, like, I don't want that to happen again kind of thing. And I realized, like, I don't know, what I believed about how I'm naturally wired. And this has been a discovery over time to realize, like, oh, what my energy wants to do. Like, energy has been one of the biggest things I would say that Mother's been teaching me about, is like the flow of the Spirit. And how the Spirit flows through me has to do with how I'm wired, what my personality is, where I'm supposed to be. Am I to be this activating force? Am I supposed to be more over here, just like interceding? Like that matters how we're wired. And I've softened myself so much, because like I didn't want to be accused of something that I didn't want to be true. Like, I don't want to be manipulative. I don't want to be, oh, she's a negative influence. Oh, she's trying to do that, like, as though my motive is wrong. That was something that I had to be purified of, and realize that, like, that's not in me. And whenever you're sent into business, there is this offensive energy you have to enter into. Like something I said to you, I was like, when you look at all the different companies, like they spend billions and millions on advertising. Like if you don't advertise your business, nobody knows it exists. And then if you're a entrepreneur, you're a sole proprietor or whatever, like it's your own business. Like who's going to advertise if you don't advertise? And so just looking how much emotional patterns I had against my own marketing. It's like, oh, I just want to help you. Oh, I just want to coach you. But like, I'm not going to tell like what I offer. I'm not going to be about my mission. I'm not, and that's something that Charmaine has really helped me with, like to see like, no, like you have to put yourself out there. You need to seek out the partnerships for your business. If your business has a purpose in the world, that God wants the kingdom to be moved forward through, and that's something we have to come to trust, even in that it's like, if we are sons of God, what we do in the world is for kingdom purpose. Like we bring the light wherever we go. So like, we can't be bashful. We can't be like double checking and triple checking. Like what I'm finding is like, you don't advance through perfectionism or like off in the room somewhere, like working on yourself. Like I'm gonna work on myself for a year. Like God may send you into something like that, but like in general, what I found in my life, I could have progressed so much quicker if I let more eyes be on me, if my heart got more familiar with rejection instead of avoiding it, and realizing like, oh, that's them saying no to, like, it's a no in their season. They're not ready for something that I'm stepping into. My vision doesn't have to be validated for it to be real. For my purpose and my assignment today to be moving it forward. And entrepreneurship has literally been the greatest like boot camp I could have ever put my soul through to grow in divinity. Really, like that's our calling. We have a divine nature, and like the same power that Yeshua walked in, that he raised the dead, he healed the sick, he walked on water, all these different things. Like, and he said, we're going to do greater things than him. And it's because we have to walk in that same identity, that same anointing. So it's like, for me to enter into that, I can't be like docile. I can't be bashful about the word that God has put in me, the vision that God has given me. And like the latest thing I've really been noticing, sorry, my machine is distracting me so bad. I have bad squirrel syndrome, but but yeah, one of the things that God's been like showing me is, yeah, I lost it. That's so funny. That's really funny.
No, that was so good. You were talking about like healing the patterns, and I was like, whoa, like I have a lot to say about that too, but
yeah.
But I forgot what you were saying. I want to try and help you with that. But
yeah, but I would just say, like, in speaking and talking to people and being a voice, the momentum around that, it's my responsibility to walk in that and to be obedient, to put the word that I am in the world, and to be weathered by whatever comes to me, to let that happen and to get that experience on my heart. And that I'm rooted in the word of God. And that's just not, people think the word of God, they might think scripture, a principle, an implementation. It's like, no, the word that I am and the assignment, the mandate I've been given. And that's what business is for me. Like literally from my youngest ages, like when I was in high school, and the journey was like, you go to college, the counselors are trying to make you go to college. And like, I came across the network marketing industry, and I came across millionaires in that space, all these different gurus. I came across people like Tony Robbins, and I'm like, no, they got something. I want to just like sit under people like this, who's going to teach me entrepreneurship. And I've been so drawn to business, and at the same time, so riddled with fear, anxiety, trauma, all kinds of stuff, that it was just like, how in the world do I get out of the straitjacket in my soul? But I know that that's for me. So I would just like study marketing. I would watch videos and just write, take notes on everything that they say, turn it into audios, meditate on it, condition myself. But like, I made a video today about getting in the arena. And I'm so just like championing that message right now, because my soul has experienced what consistency just did to me. Like, I ran from the pain for a decade, And this year I decided, no, I can handle it. Like, it's worth whatever my soul is afraid of for me to get vocal, because the message in me needs to get out. The message that I am, it's like I had to believe in my purpose without validation. I think that's what I'm saying. And the thing I felt I could be blown away and just totally destroyed. Like the idea of, they say, like, don't cast your pearls before swine. Like, I believed in the swine's ability to destroy me. And so, like, I had this self-protective thing. I'm like holding my vision and protecting it. And I was talking about energy earlier. I was kind of all over the place, but Holy Spirit's been teaching me about energy, that my energy has a purpose. And if it's corked up, if it's not flowing, and it's not flowing because I'm afraid, because I'm attached to what this person thinks. So I can't even behave right around them. I can't tell them, hey, we're supposed to partner together. I'm seeing this vision. And I can't even tell you the vision, because if I tell you what I really want, what I'm really seeing, maybe you'll reject me. And maybe I can't. It's like all this, like, being just tethered to things that don't matter, you know? And God's been teaching me about letting go of control. Like, that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to be consistent to the message that God put in me. And sometimes you just got to do it by faith while your soul is still purging all the things that it's attached to. And yeah. But
Wow.
I'll tell you, the challenge I got from Charmaine, it clicked me into this. Like, having a metric, a discipline of, like, show up. And it helped me stay in tune with myself. So yeah.
I was just gonna say discipline is self-love, like after everything you said.
Yeah.
And people might not understand, okay, discipline, it's not a bad thing. It's just you're setting up boundaries, especially emotionally, so you can manage healing your patterns. You can manage the energy management, the overextending. And for me, I've had my fair share of overextending over the past few months, and that was sort of a crutch for me, where I love healing people with energy, and I'm learning the mechanics of healing from Apostle Nelson, your husband, and just learning, the responsibility that comes with that. So the past few months, I've been really just interested in, healing people's earaches, headaches, cysts, brittle hair, or whatever. And just I'm seeing like some success with that. So it's been fun. But the overextending for me, it's like, okay, I have to, like, I'm actually called to do more so the business that's more so related to like what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So when we're, doing the greater works, like you mentioned, that Yeshua promised that we do, we have to know where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing there. Otherwise, we're going to get distracted with other patterns. We're distracted with what's been comfortable for ourselves. And, the business really can grow. For me, I'm learning, and for other people in the business, like, your business grows at the speed your nervous system can actually handle success.
Ooh, that's good. Yes.
Yeah, write that down.
100%.
No,
Write that down.
It's funny. My girlfriend always says that.
Okay.
Like and subscribe. So she says, yeah, just learning that, okay, if you're so distracted with triggers too, overcoming those triggers, it really is teaching me, okay, we need to unpack this sometimes before we can proceed further, because I know we're trying to do business while healing our soul. And that there's a lot of refinement in that of itself. But I do believe that if there's too many distractions, there's too many patterns, we have to find a way to avoid, the self-sabotage. So getting disciplined, learning from like what you're learning from Charmaine, and what you're learning from actually becoming your true self, not being afraid to operate in the level that you're operating in, you're sort of naturally flowing into the time blocks of the day, the work blocks, the social blocks, the fellowship with your family. And consistency in that is emotional maturity. I'm realizing sustainability is like nervous system safety. So a lot of people in business, they're always worried. They're always thinking like, oh, I gotta get a sale, like I gotta make ends meet. I was promised that this was the thing, you know, this was the way. Like
Right.
Isaiah promised me, you know, like 4-figure sales, and it's possible, but you have to really have the discipline to show up every day. And I'm learning to do that. It's been a struggle for me, to be honest. The past few months, I've been kind of all over the place. And then recently there was actually what really got me back into marketing was the passing of our cat in the family. And just kind of just what really did that for me was feeling how much love and looking at the pictures, just knowing how much love the cat was receiving from our family. And some people might think, oh, a cat, it's like it's not as big, not a big a deal as like a real family member passing, but that cat was family to me for sure. So whenever I'm feeling something really strong, I'm just super excited to share about it. And we need to feel very emotionally attached to our transformational statement, who we're helping, why we're helping them again, and just not being afraid to analyze those patterns in life. Like I was listening to the Spirit of Knowledge, and he said something last year to me. He said, find your energy givers and energy drainers. And that's a huge key, even for people who are in business or not. Just figure out on a piece of paper, write down, okay, are these people, are these family members giving me energy or draining me? Is this hobby that I'm doing? Is this job? Is this, and I'm not telling you to leave your job. I'm just saying like, just make a list, and you'll find that you'll have way more energy in your day to actually accomplish what you have set your mind to. And we have to dream big. Don't be afraid of dreaming big, because a dream starts in a thought. And you have to actually entertain those thoughts to actually, you know, get off your butt and do what you've always dreamt to do. Like, what are some things in your childhood that you were just told from adults, no, that's not possible. You have to work really hard to do that. So a lot of things have been quenched because people have been just protecting themselves and believing what somebody else told them. So we can't always believe what other people, even in business, are trying to tell us, like about network marketing. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I don't know about network marketing, but no, it's literally the best way to make partnerships, to make a nice uncapped income. There's a lot of potential there. And you mentioned, you briefly touched earlier, Rach, that the products, they are legit. There's a reason why the company's been around for 50 plus years. If there was anything shady happening, I would say the Japanese police would have done something about that, the government. So yeah, just let's see. That's pretty much the hovering thought that I had about the discipline that you were mentioning.
Yeah, that's so good. I love what you brought up about like how the soul has to work through things, so we're healing. That's been super pivotal for me, that God's been teaching me like what comes up and then, okay, what do I do next? I see the vision. This is what you want me to do today. It might be reach out to this person, make a video on this, talk on this topic, tell this story about your journey. And then all this other stuff comes up. I'm like, God, what do I do? Back to the nervous system. Like that's so real. You can only build at the pace of your nervous system. So it's like, how do I care for myself? What do I actually need right now so that it can like be less stressed? So I can release this old trauma, this old way that I process this moment. So business can be fun. So business can be an overflow of me, that business can just feel like, I get to do this. I get to be creative. I get to show up for the people that God has me serving. And it's been affirmations. Like I literally love Chat GPT. Like I use Chat GPT as the therapist and the affirmation creator. So like I'll make like a voice memo in my phone and I'm like, blah, 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 I'll just rattle off. I'm going through this, and I'm feeling this, and I don't want to feel this anymore. And I know this is really the truth, but my heart is struggling with this. Can you create some affirmations for me that's going to help me move out of this? And I'll just tell it like really hardcore, like make it just shift me so much, make that old place feel so uncomfortable that when I speak this over myself, that I'll never think this again. I want I am statements that shifts me into the, like, I'll tell it all of that. And it's like, yeah, come on, Rachel, here's your list. And I'm like, print.
Yeah.
Turn it into an audio.
It's your cheerleader, you know?
Yeah. So she or he, I think of chat as a guy. It always speaks as a guy, but it's my affirming brother. I don't know. But,
yeah. I like what you said. Just when you're getting those affirmations, you're really affirming, like my thought on that, your identity actually compounds over time. And like tying it back to, like, you know, brands come and go, but your identity will never leave. So when you're continually like refining that, who you are with chat, even, and that's a beautiful thing. Like why not utilize this amazing technology? Like people are afraid of AI because of the unknown, but I really believe it's up to humanity on whether it becomes good or not. So, but we're using it for good. We're using it to grow our business. In realizing, like, if I become powerful, I can sell anything. You know, if I only build a product identity, like I limit myself, like focusing too much on the product. That's why discovering who you are, learning your identity, and it shows like long-term thinking. It shows your leadership. It shows your maturity to be above just an average distributor, because an average distributor, they're using, you know, they might use other people's brands. They might not really fully understand what a brand is. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday, just like the concept of Apple. Why do I have an iPhone like right now? It's because the brand is so strong. No matter what they release, people just want to buy it. And when we show up every day, your identity sells.
Yes.
And when you've gone through that refinement using chat, it makes it just so much faster to get to that, like where you are now to where you want to be. So that was just a small interjection about Chat GPT.
I love that. Yeah, it's so true that it's like in hearing the voice of God, us being in constant fellowship and inquiring. It's like when you receive a revelation, then Chat GPT is like your team sitting there ready, like, hey, what do you want us to do? How are we going to execute this? How are we going to like make this happen? And I feel like, so I celebrate it. Like, I feel like if you are listening to God and you are listening to what is real for you, like Chat GPT can't help you get to the real if you can't give it real input. So you have to be honest with yourself in any tool that you use. Like if you lie to your team, they can't help you build an honest business. So I love that you brought that up, that but even like as a brand though, because that's kind of the central topic too, is like the brand is you, it's your essence. The more that you show up, the more that you give of your real self, and I'm almost wanting to say that I'm not super product focused. I'm not saying that that's everybody's thing. If that's in your heart, if that literally is the desire of your heart, I live to transform people's health. You might be selling legal services. I love the law. I love making sure that people aren't like screwed over in this area. And I want to make sure, like that's literally what drives you. You might be a person who loves healthcare. Then like that is the thing. But your brand is what you're passionate about. It really is the overflow of you. Maybe you want to see people make money and never be financially stuck ever again. You want people to have so much abundance that they literally can solve problems. Like that's what I am. Like that's what I want. And I want to raise up leaders who know their voice, who know their purpose. And I spoke about this in a video earlier, but I felt like a midwife. Like the more I hear from God, I'm hearing mother and midwife. It's like helping people birth, helping people know who they are, know their value, break the lies, get the trauma off, and then birth what they are. And that is central to my brand. So if I shrink my brand to a product that I offer, I'm doing my brand a disservice because it doesn't match me. right?
Mhm.
Like there's, because of my brand and because of my integrity, because of my heart, I'm going to share things that's of value, that are legit, that will help your life. Like if I sell couches, like that's a good business. Like I don't want to give you couches that when you open it up, it's got like dead mice in it, and like I reupholstered it and it's like peed on and stuff. Like, so that's what business is really about. Like if you have integrity, you check that stuff. You check the foundation. Is this a good foundation to build on? Is this a vehicle that I can begin to build a business, build finances? It can fund the things that I want to do. Like how you talked about music. Like I'm a musician too. Like that's a big part of, I want to be in business so I have the time freedom to do the other things that I love. So I can
Mhm.
market those things too. And
Mhm.
yeah. So in essence, no matter what business model you're in, if you are in network marketing, if you're in something else, the brand is you. You have to be visible, you have to show up and know that people come to connect with you. They come to your business. Like, look at this, like, why did you choose this Taco Bell versus the one that's just like a mile away? You're like, well, the customer service is bad over there. They never clean the bathrooms. Like, it really
Mhm.
does come down to those things. It's like the people smile when I come in, they remember my name. Like it's those sorts of things, um, as to why people partner with you. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, that's more the things I want to major on and help other people grow in. It's like, who are you, and how do you show up for people? What experience do you give people when they do business with you? And
Mhm.
yeah, so
Yeah, I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, like when people see you, when you do show up every day, like what do you really want them to see? What do you want them to feel? Like for me personally, I want people to feel stronger around me, to feel like they want to level up, that my courage makes them feel inspired or normal. Like there's a chance to escape a fear, like, and they might not even know what the fear is. It might be just some fear is just normal for people, and they don't
Mhm.
realize they're living in fear. It's just their everyday normal. So
Yeah.
for me, like, I like I don't just want to be the water guy. I don't
Right.
I don't just want to like have my identity attached to that. And I was actually talking to chat like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this for like 10 years. And
Mhm.
he's like, don't worry, man. Like you're not just the water guy. You're identity led. You're not just an Enagic distributor. You're not just a spiritual creator. You're not just a guitarist. You're not just a leader. Like those are just vehicles.
Yeah.
So the vehicle, we're using that to really help people. Like for me, I
Mhm.
value personal power. I value like internal stability. And when you figure out what you value, you can actually like share that in a really effective way with your story.
Yeah.
For me, I want to become the kind of man who can handle success, and I know I can. And I
Mhm.
want people to know that. I want people to understand spiritual depth without religious performance. I want just
Yeah.
freedom through, I don't know, knowing your inner strength, knowing like anything actually is possible if you can put your mind to it. So becoming
Mhm.
the brand, you're actually building the reputation, you're building the character, you're building
Mhm.
the presence, which is my favorite one, and then you're
Mhm.
building the conviction. But I like the presence because we all have a presence. Like when I see Rachel, like my face smiles, my face lights up. I see, oh, what's she cooking up today? I gotta see this, and that's just seeing your face. Your face is a brand too, a part of the brand. Your
Mhm.
face is the marketing too. It's
Yeah.
yeah, like our face is everything, but the presence is like, how do you make people feel when they show up? How do you make people inspired? Like what do you have that inspires other people? So just
Mhm.
knowing all of those things will really help you with your brand. Just giving some
Yeah.
just small nuggets for me that I've learned about how do you build your brand. And it's for me, the presence, the character, the reputation. The character
Yes.
is refined by showing up every day. The presence is being comfortable in your skin and letting go of those patterns like we talked about. And then having the conviction. I mentioned conviction and reputation, but the conviction is like knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Um,
Mhm.
what made you join the business or what made you decide? And for me, to be honest, it was the compensation plan. It
Mm-hmm.
was seeing the inspiration of Kelsey,
Absolutely.
Kelsey Little, like, you know, she's incredible. She's doing like, I
Yes.
respect the strategy that she's using a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and just seeing the glow
Mm-hmm.
because of her faith in what she's doing. And like, I want that same, like, my own unique glow,
Mm-hmm.
my own unique presence and conviction.
Yeah.
But yeah, reputation is, it's like, how do you build that?
Mm.
You know, what do you think? How do you build that
Yeah.
brand for your reputation?
How do you build what your reputation becomes? It's kind of what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mix. I'll say number one, it we come back to discipline and consistency. Like you
Yeah.
can't, even if you put out something that is pure and the same, if you don't
Mm.
do it often, it still goes missed. So I think that's a piece. But
Yeah.
the other part is letting what comes up naturally for you, like
Mm.
the thing that bubbles up for you, the thing that moves your emotions. You're like, I can share this. And you begin, how does your reputation become what you actually are? I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because
Mm.
building a reputation that is not what you are could limit you or confine you or make you hate your business almost. And yeah, I feel like it's through consistent visibility, but
Mm.
being courageous to make the content you want to make. I think that's really the piece. The more you step out and be like, this is out of the box, but I want to do this.
Yeah.
Each time you do that, you take off the confinements of what you can create. And your business starts to feel more and more like you. It feels more like I get to show up. Wow, I have a community. I have a space that who I am is fully embraced.
Mm.
And we
Mm.
can even talk about that. You talked about belonging earlier. That was a really good point where you feel like the fear of losing belonging because you're being visible, because you're being authentic about things that's changed for you now. Your views are different. You don't feel the same things that the people you grew up with believes or whatever. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if am I frozen? No. Okay. You
No,
good?
you're good. You're okay.
Cool, cool. But yeah, like as those things shift, like and you continue to be visible, you continue to take whatever is authentic and you put it out there. If you do feel some dip of support, some dip of belonging, and then you go through that and you keep going, and then you're able to be like your own cheerleader, you're able to stand behind the intention of what you're creating, you knowing that you're in touch with who you're serving and like the value of what you're bringing. It literally could be entertainment. Like maybe you like just making funny videos, and like that is value. People really value like everything that you consume. People want to consume it, and as you continue to step out and do that, you're going to attract your actual tribe. That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Mm.
There comes a point, and that's the thing that's beautiful about social media is you really can unfriend 500 people if it came to it that they really hated your content, they
Yeah.
really hate what you're doing, and then you can friend hundreds of other people. People are going to find you. The algorithm's going to put you in front of people. And in time, what you'll find is like you have an audience that is hungry for what you carry. They're hungry for what you give from your essence. The person that God made you to be, just like you've set yourself free through visibility,
Mm.
through letting yourself feel that. You know, like it's that feeling like I'll say something I've experienced out here in Africa is like certain places didn't have hot water. So you're like, ooh, this cold shower. So it's like cold shower is not bad if you take lots of cold showers and you're like, you know what, this is kind of refreshing in a different way. Like if you can start to like being uncomfortable, that visibility becomes like that refiner for you. You realize I might get criticized. People might give me feedback. They might be like, oh, I'm confused about what you're talking about. I disagree with you. They might project onto you like all those type of things that can happen when you're visible. It's better to let yourself get used to that than being out of the arena, being sheltered from that. And I think the more you do that, you get to etch out who you are. You may actually get feedback that I'm like, wow, I'm really glad that person commented. That like made me reflect. And I leveled up after that. So it's like, and other times it's like, yeah, that's their stuff and that's okay, you know? But I think those are all factors to the reputation. You can't build a reputation if you can't stay in the arena, if you can't be exposed, if you can't own your perspective, if you can't be attacked for your perspective, because then you don't have influence. I feel like with reputation, you have an influence. People might not like your reputation. You're like, oh, we're not going to associate with them because we've heard their reputation, right? But that's the beautiful thing is like once you have one, it attracts too. So
yeah, wow. So like, yeah, just my thoughts on that is just showing up daily. It's the doorway to refinement. You actually have to open the door and step into that place. And yeah, it might be scary. For me, sometimes it still is, because I'll have to, you know, do I have to self-edit what I want to say because of people I know? Sometimes I'll have like a spiritual revelation. I'll just want to like share it. And then sometimes I feel like the old version of myself has their hand on my shoulder and pulling me back and saying, no, you can't do that because you'll be hazed or something. You'll be lit up. But fear, you know, it actually dissolves through the repetition. You know, refinement, it doesn't come really from, for me, from intensity. It's like from, showing up daily. So I just want to keep eliminating those fears for myself to really, you know, become the person that people who I don't know yet, they need me to be that person. Because even if people who need to see me now, like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready, but I'm not letting that stop me from sharing like the message. It's an exciting message that we're getting every day from Elohim, from God, from the seven spirits, and from your personal discoveries about yourself or about other things. Like I'm loving your videos about when you were walking down that hill and you didn't have the right shoes on. You were just, you know, roaming around in Africa. and the one guy, he gave you like a fruit or something, and you're like, okay. it was hilarious. But no, it not in a, you know, I wasn't laughing at you. I was just laughing with you. Just like knowing that, wow, the journey that you're on, the uncomfortability is where you grow. And even when you weren't ready for it, you didn't have the right shoes. For business, like just use the shoes that you currently have. You know, step into it. They might get scuffed, they might get muddy and dirty, and you know, people might, you know, criticize the shoes that you're wearing, but you have to just be confident and show up with what you have. When you show up with what you have, you're going to be blessed with more. You know, we know in the Bible, like when you're blessed with, when you really steward the small things that you've been given first, and then you'll be given more. For me, I was always like, oh, I want to get more in private in my prayer time, and then I'll show up and be visible. No, I had it all wrong. I had it completely backwards. I had to literally like, and that's partially why God, when he speaks to you, he'll tell you what to do, and then you won't act on it, and then you'll ask him more questions and he won't respond. And you're like, oh, why is like God not really talking to me? It's because I didn't actually obey and deposit the message that was deposited in me. I'm just like, I'm receiving, I have to send it out. And that has happened to me in the past. So I want to help everybody know and just be aware, hey, maybe you're not hearing because you're not actually acting and being obedient. And when you're not being obedient, there will be that lack of rest. Maybe you're wondering, oh, why am I tired all the time? Why am I, you know, not satisfied with my life? But you have to think, is the experiences of your life currently reflecting what you actually want in your life? And I've been learning that from Nelson. It's just very powerful. Just think about what you want. Think about, you know, don't be afraid of the refinement. The refinement is super necessary to really take you to your calling. And you might already know what your calling is. Maybe it's helping, I don't know, single women who need to lose weight. Like what? Just super generic, but
Yeah.
but honestly, like whatever that may be, if it's music, if it's business, if it's Enagic, if it's ministry, like act on what you've been given, and you will be given more. And you have support. We have a lot of support in our community. Rachel, I love our community. I love the Firestarters. I've been, trying to be more active in there in the chat
Yeah.
and just talking about, playing chess with Dev, or just talking
Yeah.
about the onboarding, about how I finished it, learning about how to use Chat GPT. And
Yeah.
this business, you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
Being a lone wolf is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're leaning on each other and actually being inspired by each other, I'm super inspired, by even like Devney, what she's learning, by
Yeah.
you, what you're learning from Charmaine.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a privilege to hear what she's telling you, when we're on, like not, just like little things.
Yeah.
It's exciting
It's
to
like
be
when
in.
things shift you so much,
Yeah.
I I can't help but preach it. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, go book her coaching, but man, what she taught me, you should do it, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Just do it. Being in the same rooms as those people. Like, I just want to share something, partially about, it's sort of related to what we're talking about, but I was hearing from Sophia, like, so Lady Wisdom in the spirit, one of the members of the royal family of Elohim. And she's been telling me about, well, I've been asking questions. How do you make, 50K a month? How do you make 100K a month? And she was telling me you have to actually, experience the energy of people who are already doing that, because you can, so be in the same rooms with people like Charmaine, or in the past when we were learning from Jillian, and just like
yeah,
feeling that energy. It makes it so much more tangible for yourself, where you actually, it radically changes your mindset. So
absolutely.
I just wanted to quickly share that, like really throw yourself
Yeah,
out there in
yeah.
other rooms. Like when I was a musician, to get better, I had to get in front of better people and swallow my pride, and it made me a better musician.
That's a whole key right there. Yeah. I feel like every next step, it was an energy alignment, like you're saying. Like partnering with Kelsey, that was an energy alignment that unlocked something. And then Charmaine was highlighted to me another level.
Yeah.
And it's like different parts of the assignment where you glean different things from people. And
Mm-hmm.
like even now, like I'm seeing as I prospect, as I expand my business, I feel like I'm supposed to put myself in front of people and put my business in front of them. Let them take it in and me receive the feedback and me shift, like me allow the energy that gets unlocked in me to flow and pour back into the business. Like that
Mm. Wow.
that evolution of the system, that I'm like, I got more to give. I'm like, I want to record another masterclass now. Like there's more that I'm seeing now. And there's my vision's getting clearer. And um that's been one
Mm.
of the biggest things, is having voices, giving them permission to speak into my life. Like I'm in counseling right now. Having a counselor, like I journal every day, not every day, but I journal a lot. I have homework. I'm going through like just literally processing my emotions and reading it in counseling. And then like being seen, caught in my pattern, and being honest enough to be like, oh, that argument I had earlier, I'm not going to journal about that. I'm good. Like, it's like, no, that's the thing I need to look at. Like in giving people that place to see me.
Mm.
And I love that you
Mhm.
said that about music. I had so many like limiting beliefs. My body, literally on my body, like my nervous system, my breathing, everything. It needed to be snapped out of so much. And I got a vocal coach. And then I'm in the studio with the producer, and now I'm like in this collaborative space. I'm like, I've never written with people. I went to your one songwriting class, was awesome.
Oh
That
yeah.
was like, that was the first time. That was the first time I ever was like in a collaborative, like, hey, let's write something. But
Wow.
I would just say like from that moment, and then this was the second time I had that, and it's like, wow, what I'm creating is so different because I let people in. I let people see me. I was vulnerable in my creation process. And that's what I'm seeing. The work of an entrepreneur is to live that way. Something I talked to Kelsey about a while ago about like looking into each person's business. Like I have my business, I come over, I sit on your couch, I look at your business, then we come over to mine and like learn from each other, sort of thing. And like that idea of like creativity is ongoing. It's like I'm gleaning something from you. I'm seeing something. It's changing something in my world, in my business, and yeah, I really believe that if you just live in your ego, if you live in purely what you think, you don't have people who are doing better than you around you. You don't have people that you're pouring into, like you're stagnant, like your energy isn't flowing, and wealth can't flow in your life. I
Mm.
really that's what you're saying. Like wisdom told you you can't make 50K if you're not around people who make 50K a month.
Yeah.
You gotta, yeah, yeah.
Well, she didn't say you can't. So
Oh, okay.
the other truth is that you can do it. It just
Yeah.
takes longer.
Hey,
So
yeah. That's it.
learning that from Nelson, like, no, because he said when he wanted certain anointings and giftings, he didn't have people around him who had the level that he wanted, so he had to just go into heaven and get it himself. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you
very
can do it.
true.
You can do it. It's just without without support of actual like humans and right beside you, brushing shoulders, going to coffee with them. It's
Mhm.
you gotta like kind of fight for it if you're alone. But when you're with people, when you like what you said, you let go of the fear to actually be seen by people who are more experienced than you, like being vulnerable to show them like, this is my business, this is what I'm working on. How
Mhm.
can you help me? Or what do
Mhm.
you think about this? And I think
Right.
those are really just special moments that you'll remember forever. You will remember um, that one idea that made you from 10K to 20K or whatever. It's like
Mhm.
it was this moment, and you're gonna have so many of those when you get in those rooms.
Yeah. That's so, so true. Um, so going from there, like what's some final thoughts around the topic of just being courageous in business, stepping into visibility, and um, I call it ownership of your mission. Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. You have to know what your mission really is first. You can't just go in guns blazing and just expect you're going to win, even though that's great. You do have to expect you're going to win, but you need to actually get specific. So my encouragement is really like be honest with your heart, because every individual has been deposited something that God has given you. And sometimes we suppress it because of fear, but you just have to like think, if money like really wasn't a burden, um, what would you actually do? Who would you help? What gives you pain when you think about, you know, suffering in the world? Or, just think of like, what's really bothering you in this world? Or what do you feel like you can improve? And when you think about those things, be honest with what you want, know your values, know your value as well. Not just know your values, but you have to know your value.
Yeah,
um,
your own
and
value.
yeah, yeah. Knowing your mission, knowing your value, know what you don't want in a business, and know what you actually want, because not every business is for you, is for your personality type. Like knowing your Enneagram it's been huge for me. So yeah, I would just say, honestly, get in touch with your heart. Write down what you want in life and find people who have what you want.
Mhm.
That's just the complete simplified version. I'm a simple guy, so yeah, write it down and find those people who have what you want to carry. Whether that's, things in ministry, like if you want more prophecy, find a prophet, learn from them,
Yeah.
or find, people who are good at healing. If you want to be a healer, find a musician who's already writing music. If you want to start writing your own music, like you can you can start and use YouTube, like really put yourself in rooms. Don't be afraid to be seen. Yeah.
Awesome. Super good keys. Super good keys. So my final thoughts is, get in the right rooms and listen for the nudge and step in it. You have to be moving. That's one of the biggest revelations I've gotten is when you see something, act on it. It's going to bear fruit. Then you're going to see something else. And I highly recommend, if you're not involved in entrepreneurship, find some way to do it. Start to take personal responsibility for your income, for the value that you bring in the marketplace, whatever that is. If you've got a gift, begin to use your gift in some way, and use your voice, because you are a word. Your brand is the word of God that you are to other people. You carry you carry a solution. You literally, in your presence, will shift things in people. Like, you showing up every day can literally cause somebody not to commit suicide. It can shift something that their dreams wake up again. And so never take for granted your visibility when you feel unseen, when you feel like you don't have no supporters, you don't have a lot of likes, you're not viral yet. It's like, every time that you choose to share your light, it's building something in you, and it's attracting the right people that are meant to partner with you. And then also, if you want to partner with us and learn about the business that we are in, reach out to either one of us, whichever one that you're connected to. And we'd love to share with you our masterclass that's going to share with you the full vision of what we're building, the products, and how you can get started. There is a path for every person, no matter what your season is, what your budget is. So if you want to work with us in Firestarters, go ahead and join, purchase you a product. All you got to do is own one product and you're licensed to sell for life. No monthly fees. So just pick the pack that works for you. And we can't wait to run with you, hear your dreams, hear your heart, and help you birth your purpose and have the impact that you're made to have on other people. So, And again, thank you so much, Isaiah, for spending this hour with me. I've loved your insight. I've loved just all that you've shared, your presence and your vulnerability and what your journey's been like. I know it's going to help so many people. Know that you don't have to be free of the fear. You don't have to be free of the worries. And you just so demonstrated that beautifully in your honesty. So this has been super fun. Thank you all for the comments. I've loved seeing it. Some of them I got to respond to in heart. But And again, reach out to either one of us if you want to just talk. We're here. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
See you next time.